atta, come back to Ghana immediately.
British High Commission. See, Ghana's democracy is under threat. But who said your Mahama say I'm a bronia want to tree? And who said, and for facial expression, say, yeah, bread.
Into what control? False information, false publication. I was yet now be proven there be a British High Commissioner or cat.
Democracy has been under threat all around the world.
Allegation, court to be anywhere where Ghana ha. Say. Wontumi I say and answer why you say.
Ladies and gentlemen, Feed Ghana 2025 to 2028 Agricultural Transformation Agenda.
Ian some phone in a quaba a bium emra jumadius sanso thanasia and summer ecoso o my Ghanamu. Yadinina ebre I fana fino yet doon como his excellency John Dramani Mahama Mampania to anamobi ama ube PM o my Ghanamua. And come over break and a cost quick one. You be room now, Fino. You have project a mampany. Aye, and what ye? Where is can Ofori atta? Majority no dia to Jaquan, ye fossil. I reckon Ofori atta Edina Baba PM. Ewo o my Ghanamu majority leader. Mahama Yarega, a drop information be quick one. You be wrong soon enough for Dinkomo MPP Amarukono so. And come over break any free. Eba Honorable Kennedy a compare con Agyapong and afe Dr. Wontumi Bawumia camp and come over break any fuel eba baransana ebe rum no yankona fe no yanko tien samua MPP for no ede atodwa no kwasam se wo matwantro bi amasisia me no kasei eto ate na British High Commissioner ete entra MPP for atwa no papa ne yamahye no ba quick one yanko tien sama Poliando ede atodwa yakoba British High Commissioner no so akasa yebekwa kotie ne nsem no na fe abusuanya abotra digest nsem no abiebie nsem nim na bibia e kama quick one enya abotrente wemra
British High Commission na commissioner say Ghana's democracy is under threat ampa abrofo no kura hu bi broni kokko a want twi Broni a want to tree engresi brofo and what here? Well, who said your Mahama yan? Do Mahama dear foul how a benedia at a tea, conandum and what dear namu, and Yama Broni a want to tree, and who said, and go for a facial expression, say, yeah, bread. And indeed, yeah, breast one pa. Ah, what out them near Bowra? Ye ma pruno ye bu pruno ni abefa wakọ adan ya wo post ade wo Facebook and na TikTok wo kire wadwen ni abefa wo ni ade wo kọ ye ka asem to so keke mere allegation or how are you do be fam adan Wontumi asem a ye ka sesi ya obi afi se wontumi ayebo allegation allegation court to be anywhere wa Ghana ha atre se wontumi aye say anase wa ye say and so allegation keke ya freezing the bibia wa wi ase dane da case ba ko no ya chemu mienu okọ court 1 no okọ court 4 okọ court 1 no okọ court 4 adan eti ama broni a won titwi kura hu se nipa no he Ghana for nanim na facial expression no enye
Jawani Samoa Poliando edi atudwa tese akofa ayamhihie edi abre oman Ghana barem ansa na ubewram no mebesi etumrika na ekwa di video eba na we no papa no kasa in English okana brofo di yenya boten konkohwem na yakoba abusua benya boten na wabiebie nsem nim na wacheche mu na yahese ensama Poliando ekam so eyenokre anase entro ena otwa quick one British High Commissioner onu ankasa na numasem no eni
the democratic spirit and I mentioned being here for the 2008 election. There have been several elections since then. We've seen several times when power changed between the two parties and people were nervous about will the elections be free and fair, will there be violence, and there was always a spotlight, and sometimes things happened, but they were of a scale that didn't raise questions over the whole election or the security of citizens and so on. So I think I am optimistic, and I have seen many things that could have gone differently, being protected and maintained.
Do you feel we should continue basking in the glory of being, the beacon of democracy in the SAP region? And what do you think has kept us going on as a country in terms of our democratic principle?
Yeah. So that term I've heard a lot, beacon of democracy. And as I just mentioned, it's a well-earned title. But when you look around the world, and it's not just about the sub-region, democracy has been under threat all around the world in many different countries. We're seeing that some countries that were democratic have now seen coup d'etats, have seen an imposition of authoritarianism. But also we've seen in countries that are still democratic, the rights have been eroded. So when you look at the figures, it's actually quite striking, the share of the global population that is reducing effectively in terms of enjoying democratic rights and values. So I don't think it's something that should be taken for granted. I think Ghana deserves huge credit for what has been achieved. But democracy is something that needs to be nurtured. It needs to modernize with the aspirations of the people. So the constitutional review that's underway, I don't know where it's going to go. It's uncharted territory to some extent, but that's one of the ways to say, is democracy in Ghana still in line with the aspirations of the population today, or do there need to be changes? So yes, it's impressive in terms of where Ghana is at and where it has been, but it's also important not to rest on those laurels and to see what more can be done.
Developments within the SAP region is giving us reason to reflect, and much more importantly, as you alluded to, the issue about constitutional review, which is underway. Some say it's coming at a very opportune time when many have expressed their opinion on what democracy has been and its contributory success to our development. And you take a look at the Africa Barometer report, or the Afrobarometer report, which is now pointing out that there's a 29-point decline when it comes to trust and confidence and a belief in democratic principles. It's never been the same since 2017 for a country like Ghana. Experts say that's a threat, and we ought to watch that trajectory.
Yeah. And I agree, it's something to watch very carefully. When I talked about democracy being under threat and authoritarianism rising around the world, the key question is why also. And that has a lot to do with the aspirations of citizens. Yes, they want to be able to express their views freely, to decide who's in power, and to enjoy the rights that come with freedom, whether it is to publish, to associate, to express their religious beliefs. So that freedom is highly valued. But citizens also want security. They want to feel safe. Citizens also want to see their lives better and the opportunities for their children improving. So it's about growth, it's about jobs. And the challenges for democracies have been that in many countries, citizens have said, the people who I voted for haven't given me what my aspirations were. Okay. And that is for an individual country, but that's a fundamental question and for democracy in terms of, is it working or not? And I think that's where, when you look at the situation of Ghana in particular, yes, it is about maintaining a focus on democratic values, modernizing institutions, constitutions, laws, so that democracy is functioning well. But then, first and foremost, in Ghana and other countries, it's about the people who've been put into office delivering on the aspirations and what they said they would be doing. And so that's actually where, having just arrived in Ghana, a few months after an election and a new government have come in, that's where all the conversations have been in terms of where to go, what does that mean in practice, what have we said we will do, and how we're going to go about it.
Okay, Mr. Right, I'm some more cover. Now, British High Commissioner, one cast to the num tune. It is some of Poliando Kanye, and the papa Kanye, where is son of Brofo. asa susuye na ntem wana me na mante brofo ne quick one bomoni a chemu
me da se ma mentia yetiefo nyina mi benya botren ma kire ne nsem na okan animu e de abakasa ye nyina ye beti ase na aye fefefe na emom na ansa na no wo yi obi won ma wayo an se po yando ye bon video a wo mpe abronye ye bon video a wo mpe me ye mokra me so sesa wadwene go those people no ye nipa wo mo kasa ekọ akire and wo mo nsem aya no mo kan so bo man
amanfo se o wo de animu mo so mo nkanya nsasem nti amunyai bokra
wo mo me sabi wo mo ya akọ ese krom ukwa korense ne wo kro no mu pa wo mo kra the details each and individual bia story e wo kromo kro na be ko sem nyina wo mo nim and so one re na wa say nsa wo ma no nti no wo fa won ma sem na tra at the end one re betimi akode etia wo sa na ye rapport yando e betimi aka sa ne nsem etie woni abronye wo mo nsem e was taking it very very serious because wo kan one re at the end no e be ko aba betia wo be trending so pa e wo ho no mo mame ko British High Commissioner ne nsem o kan ye reyin sama waka nyina ne tenten ne ntiawa no brofo mede betwi no ose ye bisa ne bibi afa ka bi mami nka bia mamu a ekoso wo abibi mem ana se wiase nyina se de osi hu no ana ose no kwasem ni sa won re ka bi mami nka bia mamu ya kan se democracy na obe wiase nyina is under threat
wan ka Ghana nko a
obe wiase nyina aye hu ba ni titru abibi mem abibrem atoye mensem aye West Africa countries na enei no sa won sede kuditat abantumuo ekoso ewa man bi na wode gini bisa no modea no ye mfato na anu ya esie ene ade a utimi se ayehu ade ama abibi man ni ditiro abibirem atoye mansim hanom na enu na menuan sentoni ebisa bibi dia fa Ghana ho no so Ghana wa ha ya to aba party mienu no we sesa kama a Ghana kabi mami nkabi no ekoso ne niema ekọ nkan kama na emomu no mai Ghana trimu nye de na akoye se ebi akotoko past glories na waje Africa Cup waje league no eno anene wo mode je wo saka anwe so wo nye wo madu so mbe improve no makọ mo nim dabi Ghana ye de ya to aba che since 1992 kabi mami nkabi ya danda ne kama dabi wo se mamu mayetrimu nye de yenkoso na yenhyem kena na niema nkọ nkan na enei no sawre a so baby bai na menua na bisa no ho asem so wani chemu babro be saduo no esu omu gidie wo kabi mami nka bia bamuo no awo Ghana no ekofom ene ewura ne eka se eye no kre de ebetimi aboa ne se ye sanya akwanya kra aya mamra afia pema ankuna duokuru mienu 1992 constitution no ye review ensatraye eno betimi aboa ama Ghana akwantempon na nam so ye tote no yetimi agina so na yetimi asesa ne ma ne asa akoya nimu ho. He never made categorical statement. Say Ghana democracy is under threat.
Onim say story mi di kan hu yansana me beti se Poliando ka hu asem. Na social media no so koso a anse MBB4 wo mo website bi. Aha. Bibi ti say today's news. Obehu no ma tro ba be guso. Me hu yam sheme na me say British High Commissioner na this answer me after.
Well, me so me hu ye no. Omde tu ko no picture kra de to nchen. Ya. The brighter.
Obi be hu answer me no agye di.
The brighter. Some of the writers no and I said papers no wo mo ba bonten no bloggers said ye nyina anim no behind political parties awodo enti asam ne beto se ya no atwa no waka no de abesia ni so at times no so wanye obi bia wanya video na anhwe na wankonya full interview no nso anredi a na de wono watwa kan de abesia ni no na no na akofa onso wo se ewiase nyina democracy is under threat ni titru Africa ne West Africa etunu oyi wiase nyina na firo no de Ghana de abesia ni no de Chief Justice to konu Peter no de abeto nchen na a different de ba the brighter
sa de we no se mampani akasa fa say ye ba be ye hu bibi nti entimi mfa bibi anwu akwa mu ye nye ne fa se de be ya utwa ndra emrane no bedi
eno ne guso a ekoso no me no ka se wo machi abrante bi otwa ntro eto Western region Central region ene Asante region minister so
eno tie eno no de wo ho but empanimfo se ya ai wo mo kasama political parties akese no ye nhye da hu ye te obi se Poliando na emrane na di
me no ya adwen because yetimi akoche sa abrante na wo ka de to Western region Central region ne Asante region minister so na adenti na Poliando nam ho no Because say Ghana democracy is under threat. British High Commission the kai. The branta boy would take Ghana under threat be. What do you want to bro? Fans I want to bro. But would take Ghana democracy is under threat to be every papanano. Into what I'm true. False information, false publication, false news and adia babontina. It mean my on mine course say you move. I was yet now be prove baby a British High Commissioner or cat. And indeed, Commissioner BNO Ghana, Tienieba. No commissioner or Ghana, then Timo and Neo between Ghana democracy is under threat. Because I'm telling you, a Ben Ghana democracy said yes, see Yanwa. Ya kon kai papa. So always said ya ebibi man yesuni ya ban city na so Ghana ore ebibi to ementima mahwe ne Nigeria hwede ekoso Ivory Coast hwede ekoso Togo and other countries are nearby. But Ghana timi ekura yidim ya to aba no ewom se ho baba but ya sesa no boko no obi akọ ne ya to aba ya twen ya aban ne nya kura ya beka said ya temwa but ya besa twen na December 7th na duru ne de kokromoti akoto aba e wo do British. It is under records. So woman no more appointed finance minister where ni 1 year kura o see from resign. And you won't me British High Commission and meka and try say Ghana democracy is under threat, which is never true. The Obama said to Konu, your sister Chief Justice. This is not the first time a Chief Justice Kwame Nkrumah yebi ne person. And this is not the first time a constitution in my client says the Chief Justice yebi bi na nya. Yetimi ne famra kwaso ne yini firi ho. Sa pepepe. So say omo cheche amanfo chama wontumi sei. Na nti yenya chama wontumi no nam ho. Debia ye bo aba no subo kra se wo ma wo so ocho wo ka chama wontumi kra wonche. Eti wonchi wo bia wadi bone a na ema democracy is under threat. Na ne ye jawo bia se wo bia bedi bone e pese ye protect democracy no ntino. Wo bia wo bia wo man ni bia ni bone no nam ho no dia. Ene na democracy be ne ye practice ye. O man ni chechire be ne ye practice ye. Na ye nya ya dwese ye be mo man na tumpo e be ma o man na konkan. Eti wo bia sabe okwase bia ba no be minister, obe MP, obe president, obetimi digrim awie sika, wo wi anu asoro yes because of democracy. Na bisa se British High Commission no be betna British ho ama sa nkwasasem ne bia koso a. Se ye British ana kino Ofori atta. Ekodi sa boni we ya. Kontimi nwane nkoso o man bia so. Kasa me ko ma twene yere de naba.
No kwa na nkosi agina so ka se Ghana's democracy is under threat. Can Ofori atta do man sika no adwane ko no. Mesi ya wakra na nke wose ye kasa asem no. Se da mianti ase ye chemi mu ye ba che se. Ensema Poliando eken. Awo ka se ye kwache chama wontumi no ye cheche MPP fo yese no. Me che se enka can Ofori atta do man sika. Watimi adwane akwakotena US no. Eno kwa na nke wose ye kasa Ghana's democracy is under threat. Yeah, because obi bedi boni ayentimi nchene ne amena adwane ko. Afen matters ye. Because so me kaza wontuma se dabi se de ba bia ye won de ba no no wa ma mi sem ye no antrem ye no ma anko because I was saying tem bia na betran say you give out our best at my listeners your followers se ne be ya wo nso ani bagie no ma follow mo because my country say operation 1 million subscribers enti I was here transfer ye ye nche okay the brighter ye nche one video shoot betinya me akọ 1 million no enti no aye no say you making Ofori atta ne won nti amatekura nse won oke no Ofori atta no wo ye nkrata a o pese wo conclude bi bia se won no America ho no obi antimi mfa ne mfiri won mo mfa ne nko ba bia sa o ja kan Ofori atta no why ne information menya ne se ogusu a o ye nkrata asam se ne be ya totally oba be ye citizen of America a wo ye no hwe nye ye Ghana wonya Ghana ni timi mfa ne mahanu ma ye ne hwe kan Ofori atta because say man kwa makin Ofori atta surgery gogo we profo papa no mawu ebi no nya stroke gudam ebi no ma wari egui ebi no ntimi antro school so ebi no business sai ebi no aya no mu mo boyfriend no mo girlfriend no kra ja wo mo ebi no kra no mo ntimi mfa wo no mo yele mo mpam because of kan Ofori atta na ne wote ba bia e de ne ma Ghana democracy here under threat masa anya no kure British anka ne sa Poyando oko school woni mbrofo but jirigogo ene kana sichie no nam kokko aso a opeso di fra ye ne a ya anko school ne ni but nyame adawroma yetimi redi ye kenkan ye tie ye tie ase ntia kirem na kan Ofori atta story no ehyechi but then yentwemra ni mu kan Ofori atta nsema akwakofa be yentwemra ni mu ne yenkotie nsam a ai Mahama yarega majority leader edi atudwa afa kan Ofori atta ye koba Mampeni John Dramani Mahama de ne to aso MPP amanyokuo omo so de to aso quick one enyabu 20 mra
Speaker, now the former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta wants us to sympathize with him that he is sick. Even when he was sick and his own MPs wanted him to resign, he refused and said he could manage the economy despite his obvious ill health. We're all here in this chamber. It was obvious that he wasn't well, but he insisted on managing the economy. Today, he's been called to come and account, and we are being told that we should sympathize with him because he is sick. Mr. Speaker, for 4 good years, he turned this chamber into a Bible school. I remember his famous his famous Bible quotations. Matthew 14:13-21. He referred us to the loaves and fish parables. I remember Deuteronomy 8:18. Mr. Speaker, after many years of tutelage, after many years of being taught by Ken Ofori Atta, which we have learned the Bible. So today, I'll refer him to Luke 19, verse 1-10. Luke 19, verse 1-10. And since my brother started with a lengthy Bible quotation, let me also go through a lengthy Bible quotation. Luke 19, verses 1-10 says, Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector. What was Ken Ofori Atta? Chief tax collector. He was in charge of GRA. And what do GRA do? They collect tax. So clearly, Zacchaeus in the Bible resembles Ken Ofori Atta. A man was there by the name Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and he was wealthy. A man who owns a bank, data bank, owns enterprise. Is he not a wealthy man? Is there no resemblance between Zacchaeus and Ken Ofori Atta? He wanted to see Jesus. He wanted to see Jesus. But because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a cyclone fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I said to Ken Ofori Atta, come back to Ghana immediately. Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus. Ofori Atta. Ofori Atta. And Jesus said to Zacchaeus, I must stay at your house today. Mr. Speaker, if you recall, we tried to go and stay in his house recently. So he came down at once, and Jesus welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. The people said that Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner. Mr. Speaker, I didn't start with the Bible today. My brother started with the Bible today, and I'm just following his footsteps so that he knows I haven't forgotten my Bible lessons too. Mr. Speaker, the people said he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. Ken Ofori Atta, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. And when you come and we determine that you have cheated, you have to pay 4 times.
Ken Ofori atta.
But it makes sense.
Na yentimi nkwachene ma.
Send na da bia minim say case BC ana me follow up. Enipa ni dwane a na yeso akodi Togo. De na yesi betimi ama yakwa akwache ndi aba ne say di Interpol.
Ebeto no so.
Sa international police no. Na Ghana police for any Togo police for edi kasubom. Say de betimi akọ na akọhwe na ache ne de naba. We Interpol ntimi ngofa ne mana.
Say Interpol nya na yedi bitu no so omo say omo yi.
Da ntimi mfa ne maaye.
NDC for kro mo che.
Ntina da because I am Mia Penia. I can't watch me the maba. Kino for it and I didn't Interpol to me Fanama. And I got a post for more powerful. More powerful. And I say a man see young from my post for my money. I can see Jabia when we swore on our time when minimum the ticket to such a diano. One also one from my post for moment. They say I post for 1 count. And I are buying on your friend saying special prosecutor and one Ediliana because Minister Ghana police they are competent enough. So between Interpol wedding komo no more can over atta dia ba. So what is the problem? The writer Mahama Yarga sama walking. So we a convincent as if when him. Your friend say a minority leader and him Alexander Fina Markins. Now sa tiny bit kuno. Woman him no more to ni omudimi na. Utim sa dia ne wo mo. And minim say Mahama Yarga ye muslimini. Wa ya Allahu akbar masalahi wa yi. Wa say a black in Ofori by finance meeting finishing what you now what done parliament sorry. Oh. So because a performance a bear man penny before catches a wadane a Jubilee House church. One way more need devotion bumpire tons I can see. Kino Ofori than your mind gun and Rashabi Jano. Sorry. Or Banu be ready budgeta. Chrono any a woodie any sooner when it's someone who names a Oyentino, nor the Bible nor the Akatas. And indeed, so who worship we are singing now. One moment to bonnet pan. I want the Bible and the Quran at the actual almost one of them. I'm telling you, one more Maria soon to Yenano. What do you call Israel for me for Kakra Christopher. Kakra a for aka home. Kwa other countries na kore, kwa Nigeria na kore. And you must have for near Christopher Nedin Simon. Obagan ha chrono a woodie, a jamamo, monatro, a cosone consani consum nano. I am sorry for ya, or me years and come to one. I Christopher, I must have for ya, me Allah walk badono, or no ye. Now for it about white in the bia. Over them na shebe fear. Now or the Bible catastrophe. Someone walker, Zacchaeus. No, I didn't talk in for that and so see be no dantemo. Now,
I majority leader no out in semi to no can say ECG and say opening Cassia or taking over no was saving wakata cost as saving Ghana scabby. No, because over here and I know James said, says he cannot mind Yano. You bet to me to be schools. You bet to me to be I projects our mind Ghana Mamma mine and Yasun Faswell. Can no for it to see see a Timmy Chenoba. Na ya bonu kwadu na ebubo no na ya jiska no a ye betumi dia ebibu o man ni man na akoso onim say parliament wo mo paniu chamber me there parliament say so mo se wo mo paniu chamber o mo fight discourse o mo chicken Ofori atta manmara ya nyiska na fancy new chamber mfa mo enti mo mfa o man sika nye o mo ni ken Ofori atta sika
fancy sika na mfa nye National Cathedral so for kromfo na ewo mu ni bi no amra na chi wo mo ahwehwemu ba mo wi o man sika no o mo fight ni enya ye wi de besi new chamber de am
no so good idea
ye ntro kwase ye binti parliament emfa nguso simple
kwase ye binti
parliament ye emfa nguso simple he was me who the Christian was amra shebe dwa form tra ogui o man mu mpanyimfo tra ogui this is delegate issue e was ye nya mpanyimfo wo Ghana hanomo asofo akese imam akese and other groups no say wo mo sorry no mo gya no mo kasa the brighter we are all fighting against LGBTQ+. But I can but I can confidently tell you say LGBT+ kill no any queer no obi one ma we our man abo man ka check Ofori atta and kino Ofori atta be mu a wabebuo ne kro no a wabo man edi o man na wuche LGBTQ this also un pen correct but how are you unite you fighting so LGBTQ mature people want so to no mbedie e ma want so mbefo ho no ye fight it here say indeed a boni Yankopoche.
And 2026, I was said Samrano, almost Shena, every Mro, my
can not ya can ya no be who near Nina no dem say no so bomb mine. A bomb mine, send to no my gun and Subri. And Tino Mane, Brano Crono, Suntino Mane, Brenton, make a say, Crono, Mane, Branicha, LGBT plus. I'm telling you, oh, so me LGBT plus, a Kubia Wamabo Manica. I take you for Yata. Menka so mo manika because indirectly no obeyare ebi obeko hospital o manika ana sunsum fam kwa no e ha o man no bible anichi adwaman bible anitia eya LGBTQ+ bible anitia krono bible anitia kunsun bible anitia all the categories of sins and bible categorize bone every sin is a sin so say ye nyina ye kabum a ye fight the tia LGBTQ no Bible nche bone kete na Bible nche bone ketwa.
No. Ebisu sinibi.
Ko to quotation na okacha me say.
Na kokunipa. Na fa kototo ayi obi a wakobo adwaman.
Right at the end me kum nipa na abo adwaman. Bible ne bo be kasa de obo adwaman no ko heaven na de kum nipa no ko monsam jemana.
And de wom se eno no Nyankopon ba memfa ne se Nyankopon ka se bone obi aye no de bu aten se nko obi anko heaven no. Nti niema bi o ha consideration bebem
sa what you say you spokesperson in my heaven
you spokesperson consideration bebem
trying to be spokesperson
eti boni na bi susu ni
na ye ni spokesperson na bible no nche say boni susu che bi no be consider bi no de enemy say every sin is a sin and say konkon
na bi susu ni bi
nsam gemu a o wudi ni won so ko nsam gem it is fight ye nyina ye fight wo no ye mfa nse kenoforiata de enum sumu na ye fight
na se kenoforiata ye fight you
se no Eswa
de akwa ne se
eswa
me ne umienu no kanofori atade no ye de be yanhye be ba betena ne akasa same me wakonya se me ko US a ko mu ma me kwan mama enta US a me fa kanofori ataba
ayeka sa me chiro ti yentwa plane ticket man na
bia some US for na hokwa dey
enti aban
US no apply visa mo fa ma me se ko mu ma me visa pa ma kopie mo US a me kam de kanofori ataba pie mo man Ghana
to mu ntwa ha ne kakra na mo fan Sunday John o ya de Sunday John drama ne mama ya pase ya won krata asem na next in week ya ma akọ na akọfa ne ba wo so betimi de na ba nti ye krata asem ya be sponsor first ya try
na me chese won po mo try
ya di
na mo ma me visa na me se me ko US
na mo answer na betu ne ya de antoa ampape akono di botre kwa bebo odua se wo kwa de ne beba
ayo diabo ntransuo
diabo transuo na nke bu obi wa Ghana eti di renta aya ko wo se yakuko se de keta hye di wo man na wu no mo ma yenyan agro no na joma ma wo man wonye serious na kisi ajabe wonye serious atoni general wonye serious na sankrofo ni nyina na yentime nche wo mo na yemfo mo mra esanse wudini anu wo bible mu ye Zacchaeus na wo yer mo na atoni a wagege to e wo ho no a na wo bu nkrofo fa so ade na Awurade Yesu Kristo ka che no ebre wo che na japade ne wo mo wo bu mo de ma wo se na de nkwade abafie eno na Mahama yarga na oka no enti menene ya adwen perfect onso mo to no mo ni ma ye e se Mahama yarga da na prophet pastor enu wo preach evangelist e wo parliament
quick one Yenkotie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi atuga ye no bae na ye dot ese mani agi mampani John Dramani Mahama it seems say the second coming o focus e wo agriculture na agriculture no su koyi a oman no yenko hiem yentie sama mampani di atuga mrekoba ye beto aso.
Additionally, a modern pack house will be constructed to handle the grading, the sorting, packaging and cold chain management of all the vegetables that are produced. The entire project has been carefully designed to be completed within 12 months. This vegetable development project will be replicated in many other parts of the country, especially in the north where water availability is a major challenge at many times of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vegetable Development Project is not a standalone intervention. It is integrated into our broader Feed Ghana 2025 to 2028 agricultural transformation agenda, which seeks to restore Ghana's food security and agro-industrial dynamism.
President Mahama said the vegetable sector will create avenues for job creation if strengthened.
Strengthen the entire value chain from input supply and production to aggregation, storage, processing, and marketing, to create dignified, predictable jobs, especially for young people, women, and persons with disability, to provide irrigation infrastructure required for all year-round production. At the heart of this plan is a simple, undeniable truth. Without water, vegetable production cannot thrive. Without year-round production, we cannot achieve food security or reduce our imports. This is why irrigation development forms the backbone of the Vegetable Development Project and our overall Feed Ghana project. The Vegetable Development Project will deliver solar-powered irrigation systems covering 60 hectares of land across 6 communities.
Quick one, young Romo.
But as an intinity, when you answer, Omo Paujumedia, Yania Yatosodi, I will mem, you bet me a dria, Nenya say, Ye Quacrameco, Ye Quacrejeni, Ye Crenya, Ye Crantosi, Nina, a Fediania, a Fedia Yamede, any irrigation system, or Bayam and Suan and Nanam, Sanya Bayer, for himself, call not one Mutitua, Yasin Suri Timitos, seizing Bessa Bacope, and Tobium Nadia, Send a Bayer so pursue. Osu too na nanam kuafo betimi aye adwuma na aboa eno ntoma no paw ye the brighter o man bi o ye serious bia na mu mpanyimfo ye serious bia no ade ba kwa nko so mu taking serious ba no agriculture
But who say me ba ofie wa ya na mani agye pa. Ofie ho jese o obode ho o banche ho o jene kwa no wadua bi da. Wadua de cabbage
bibia ho
wadua hwede
bibia ho
pasa.
It is sorry so bebam everything is organic.
Enti abusia to oni abonte so aduane.
What you meko utu kontomire utu nya adoa na wuwie a watwa bode atu banche e de aka ho wawie kura no abenesi wei wasanu na de aye nkatenkwa wasango no na de esiwo everything is organic. The brighter or maybe you serious na mumpanyimfo nim nyansa bia no baby wasanko mo che no pa no mo hwepa ye agriculture. We will agriculture, what we be. I didn't know make us a true agriculture in Yen True agriculture in Yantadie. True agriculture and in Yesica, and the boy mine bra. So agriculture is everything. Obey you quine, obey schools, obey hospitals, ye benyan ro, obey Shantadia. You can never do away without agriculture. It will maybe I will taking agriculture serious biano. Sao mine didn't home, and until America didn't home. And until the UK didn't home, and until a man who do not woman fag a cotton in Yagon woman because Omun and Yanni will feed you woman. Omun and no quack. Almost for to be the quack mania woman, the woman quack for. No one your mother some bayard man who bidi. The brighter, I didn't yet to Ghana. Morocco phone to me can't tell so much as Papa Che Ghana da. But a no because I got to carrot, yes, in Morocco for the and say be ma and carrot on wire ding. Nay, me are not Mampon, Santamampon. Mampon kontonche bu nye kuma nanu yedem se wo mo nso de wo asantema mu a wo mo na carrot wo mu dua pa ne ade adani emfestika enko hye wo mo mfunu mu no mo ntimi nua ne bebre and the brighter so wo mo de Moroccan carrot no abeguo na Ghanaian carrot no ho ma ye ne yedi dwande yinim pa utumi se mampon carrot no anu nso de but ntimi nya akese enkrokrowa kama sa ya aba ya ana Morocco de ne de ewowa esoso enso ne taste ne ntese mampon de no sa na enkokɔ namtie Ghana for yen koko na the Ghana akoko aye life soup na wudi na the broni de na ye life soup na wudi a tum se Ghana akoko ne ya akoko san ekate across enti ye gold be kwa ye gold ne ye papa ye koko ne ye beti ne ye de be kwa adwaman so aye papa because of the kind of fertile lands aye wo so the brighter enya kwadwura ana enye sikadie ani adwemfini adwembone a ada ne yetena ni emeginifo nijafo a wo mo kon no na durumre bi mewre hoye siesi nijafo kon enti Ghana jena ye kofa nyina be kaboda na jena ni Ghana ha me kai me be ware jena nko a ye to ye na timisi dan jena nko a ko jena bo ye dia ma ada ya ye siginifo kon tomato wo mo bodam ye to ye mo makon wie no mo tumi de aso ne nseka akodo jena no mo tumi de ba Ghana ada ne ye da pafo saa eti gini mi sa won sase papa chaye ni jefo won sase papa chaye enne na ntwe ye twen se aye Burkina ha a won mo tesere so a won mo nyansu papa ene nuane papa mfa ma won mo na ntwe no won mo de kotodwo be firi Burkina de aba Ghana ye wo fertile land ye wo sre ye wo nuane ye betimi de ama na ntwe no amo won mo di adore but ye tena ye twen se Burkina be kwa kofa kotodwo de firi won mo na de aba enne wo so wo pesa ma wa wo kodwom na obisa ma na de ye papa am se oh we de ye bi jan samo and now we try begin some on that hono. Now when the color ane said the namnesia to tree said the asaniba I what out him seni now correct Ghana samona anonchimono once asasiaba yentijai and what down mo and why so janka the brighter on mine stage was ye me and agriculture and true agriculture no on mine betting apeja akwese US
quick one yemfi ani che NPP na unse atache ne batu dwa se ye ba benya president na yenkoda nsori atache ne kan yo nyame nam kan no na bu Kennedy na president wakogina UN meeting asia e won wo be ka manafaka eno chi no na bu Kennedy wo ma ba batu jama atache sa ba babiem aba ba yi onabu Kennedy ano but then ense MPP mu nsoso no empanimfu akukudam joining Honorable Kennedy from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp. Inti amo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp no week. Quick one. Yenko chemra ekoba. Abusuan semo echi.
Yamesia Honorable Samuel Atachia ewo ha council ne chese esquire na ya wonu send video bi trended den ni ade ama kwasi kwate na respond to ensema wokan ye no. And the kwasi kan ene se UN so no nyade omo so atrofo so eni nipa omo ni credibility omo so indirectly no na wutie the narrative omo arane a na chese Dr. Bawumia asem na woka no eti bibi sase what is our response na
me te respond no baby san say ene NDC for you say ontumi ba akon propaganda. What is one single corruption allegation as taken with Bawumia? Did you say it? Enema bi mama ade na ye ka no ye nyai se konkonsan sa ba bi kura wo hye no wo bre ho wo nipa no kwa wo ne hye wa wo so opeso be flag no ukwa to ntumi ntunifo ne ken me am a classmate e wa decide obeye no wo ye den obeye so odwom na mafo a record eti obi invent a story entia ken ni sune ne ban a ya record a perennial recording near me danano asofo ayaye won empanifo e di won atem akufo ado na no so nsuo MPP for dem nu senkofo bi won agimi se ne ma ni nyina nya attach invention o e yo no ankasa esem waka. The question is na aye koi se NDC for bebere bo mpa so no mra oba ene ma na waka se NDC hia campaign ono ana no asem no be judge say we na enko di president asem no ano
na o kan bi say ayemuhwe bi o sesei
na make us mama say oyemuhwe na mo danta se na nyai ase che say wow condition no e ma obre no you cannot fake it. So you are running, you having a running tummy o call na ko fa long cloth sabe that real say nyai eno na pie no
and say hwan yem na ehwie.
Hey, now one can and some work can be PAP for Johnny. Send him a PAP fa can, say go for be a con to move. They be PAP. Politics no yes about me and you bet me I am. We are also doing comparative advantage. We bet me a yasi we. I don't know some of the Jano.
And say Atachasa Casabaran and Panifoku Kudam joining Honorable Kennedy. Na ebe room, but in some today. Yen no nsem suko na digest nsem ne mame enti in this case no ye be fa ne se Honorable Kennedy nkofo ne se ai UN fo so enso so atroso obi a oba be president a ohyebo a onni so ena afi enso so no Bawumia so nkofo ne se UN fo so enso so obi a okasa bumbum so enti tu no wan ka be die
okay me da se nice question me you are not perfect the writer adia asama me be kan ya adia we se de ye futuo de ma ye nyina ye ho yese se abo bi be ka wa ne firi wontumi mu de wo gina nchen wontumi nka amanyi je se wo shata ade ne wo hyem wo front man wo hyem na otumi aka. There was a time Kennedy okompre ko Japan furu gina simpie ni apaso a na o defend atachia ekode ma atachia ama enunti Kennedy Japan be nya atan na nya opportunity me. My beef with Kennedy Japan started when I did $1.2 billion scandal. Atachia, the then Minister for Work and Housing, I think. Kennedy Japan, who was so much into the party, came after me, saying I was lying, calling my father and mother names, saying my mother is a prostitute and I was born to a Lebanese. I responded harshly, and that led our unending beef. Today, the same Atta whom Kennedy Agyapong was defending is out, calling Kennedy Agyapong a mad person. I don't give a shit about Kennedy Agyapong and his stupid quest to lead the NPP party or fools, but it is funny how his own people are against him. Kevin Taylor, no. So nimsa Kevin Taylor ne Kennedy Agyapong wo montamongo no wo kire de kofa ya e ba ya e ma woni Kevin Taylor oni Kennedy Agyapong benya beef no oye standard bia na fa atachia ho ebra no oye osofo hwe adan ne adansi enwuma nsem so se 1.2 billion papa na wia oye kromfo enna Kennedy Agyapong kota na tu so no defend ne se enya no kore na papa we Kevin Taylor nim ne okeka sabu aba we nya no papa kura ye tutu ni o maami ye tutu ni o papa kura nya Ghana ni o ye Lebanese eno na Kevin Taylor so anti ase a wona be shafe be sinne o mo ti adwa
Jimmy fan say Kevin Taylor ntokwa oni Honorable Kennedy enya enyina no ai atachia but na atachia na say fi Honorable Kennedy echi twiye no
tell me fight be na Kennedy Agyapong fa entina no mu bi o mo say Kennedy Agyapong no me pe no kura pa fight be na Kennedy Agyapong fight ye atem didie be no odi no Ghana ha na enye defend na no odi defend NPP ka kire me wo de ka kire me so betimi ayi mu ba ko a na enye de no odi defend NPP no no so na no kasa
NPP no defend o
sa NPP ya nkwasiafo nyina no ya bra NPP fo kwatra se o mu ye meeting na o mu bi record ya de beto abonte NDC fo nyaaye e na no kasa onim de ntia NPP amanyuko no o mu timi ko mo mom no mo timi sa na mo kwatra se na mo ye meeting na ba ko record no de aba abonte asem na no hwe ene wo atachia wo no a obi defend wo no ene wo se Kennedy Agyapong abodam na ne damba wo de motherfucker enu tina Kennedy Agyapong say so okaso wo bi na no aka de atachia kan ya enye na ye fidi no mo de asum no on be so ya no agibu no kasa yanka and I like what Kennedy Agyapong has become for now said you see a comport no and say you see ko the matter me ba question so you and any atrofo ho you and any obi a ono so ka motherfucker ho but I can confidently tell you say you and be consider motherfucker than say or consider atrofo because why am I saying that okwa abrochira eye won amamre no mamane so papa kura jimi ya utimi kan say father don't be stealing on betro no comment na say am what say say ma make me boa akura timi jono ka tell papa say papa don't be stealing are you mad eye won mamre but atro de broni bi achi atro obetimi shutu kura but oka che broni say motherfucker on shutu tell me some boa and this our question now be say me say me yi anu a na Ghana fo okodwa so a eye sense nke de obi odi motherfucker ebeko UN sin obi obekwa akotwa UN atro say UN for say ya maye sika beka COVID-19 si ye no sika wo mo de bra na aban we atra no mo twantro no mo ba no mo be yi wo mo to UN atro man say ko ba tan United Nations wo mo atro motherfucker Donald Trump bet me a come motherfucker best 1,000 times opo umpo that's so Donald Trump but Donald Trump twatro say America bet me a to abadi tia no
enti wa adwuma no waye ni nyina
no
wa hwe ni nyina
Mary enti mama ye mfa no kura ni di ya ho sa atatia won support Kennedy Agyapong a obi no it's not against it because ye na ye freedom of to join any association ayewo but be careful how you talk especially me say the brighter obi a wo kire wo na odi atare anane nsatia say bonsuo de so otache maso say ekono the brighter he is your god e wa asase so we nyankopɔ fira ono no nyame don't belittle that person that no matter the kind of beef oni nipa no benya and na me ne wo se de aye nua aye adwuma the brighter mre bi beba na ebia me no mienu ye ntem atia de course wo me no ntem ye nkomo aye di ye yabrabo aye boy bi supposed to be secret eni kwaso de beto abonten se bodem ni
na mense Lord Comey wa joining Honorable Kennedy camp manya ne tie se wa ho abiem
KK Sapon
ko bia Sapon but I say 2023 and before koto aba no as compared to this time it seems as ade no emu ya chew
the writer for now no the entie
ba omi omunya careful
the entie mu ache ne say the fear of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the fear of Samiyi manim Sami di Kennedy Agyapong atia omo be ma parliamentary election me lusu metimi ye lusu mi dibre as minister metimi ye lusu mi dibre as constituency chairman metimi ye lusu mi dibre as board chair ene saade no ene grepo mpanyumfo no Emma no muntumi ma bonten no munyi wo monim so omota Canada Japan chi for now na danko akufo ado aye gobe oti bench onitumi bia biem ontumi influence any minister na say former minister na say former appointee bia enko yie sa o say but entese kane na no ye mampanyini no enti ene no akoye se tafre aya bie wo mo na enkokonso yaka wo magubuom ni ato wo mu entafre ni timi twa wo mo sa asa bia wo pe bia mengreme asa asa bia wo pe bia because awko ni wo no abeche no sa na aye ora Lord oblite kome Dr. Kofi Kodua Sapon keke Sapon Lord Kome the brighter sa wo ba omanga na hanom a na waka keke Sapon dia from football to politics you can never mention nititru ba santeman ma ubeyi Dr. Kofi Kodua Sapon afiri mu da o se pa ora Lord oblite kome untimi nkonkana pumpu ni mantem now so kobo politicians o kobo worthy men o kobo wo ye influence a edin wa manusem a obetimi ayi Lord oblite kome ede na afiri mu da so for now so boy say they will see champion now wo si jama no bom say we want power now it has to tell you something say eye dey na mere bi atwamu na these two men gentlemen and I say old men na wo muntumi mi o ma no nkasa ne enim say wo mo Bawumia camp what has happened enei wo mo free Bawumia camp aba yewra Kennedy Agyapong camp it has to tell you something and Bawumia camp e was so wo mo set up Trimonde kankan ye kwa ahinka trimu ahimfi oda na jimi a wantimi anwie school no mo mebi nko wo so nyesa ombede ombete o mani 31st no enkobo anwumire no nsia no na eye doctor a friend say Kennedy Agyapong on mum na awini a Bawumia no oluso onye very careful and sa kasantwie ani atanidi ahu hia wo mo di ridicule one opponent no they should be very careful because minim Kennedy Agyapong se ebasa yento measures na the kind of measures are one so wakasa woto a MPP amanyo ko nyina be sasase wo so mu apaye ni aka omagum ni akata so
kwekwan ne de masi ye ko ebesa babiem yakrai fo nyina